In America, when you have problems, you go to a therapist. But when you're in Ireland, you go to the pub. And we have with us today at Ashling's on the Loch, Mr. Paul Ward, who is the manager here. And we're going to talk a little bit about Irish culture and, most importantly, Irish beer and Irish food. Paul.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Welcome.
Thank you for being here on 262 Eats.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
So, you grew up in Ireland, correct?
That's right, yeah.
And moved here at 17 years old?
I was 17, came from County Clare in the southwest coast of Ireland. And it was a culture shock, let me tell you, but a good one nonetheless.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And then you came to work for this company, Ashling's, a few years back. You started off at the bar that is named after your hometown, correct?
Yeah, County Clare.
Okay.
That place, that's in Milwaukee. I still live in Milwaukee, and started there about 17 years ago.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so with the company that long.
What can people expect when they come here, experience-wise? What's different about a pub compared to a bar?
Well, it's a place that people come to talk and communicate and, bring all their troubles and they just kind of hammer it out, you know what I mean? Like one-on-one, because we're social creatures at the end of the day. And, there's nothing better than to sit down one-on-one or as a group and in a great, warm, welcoming, safe environment like a bar or a pub, which is short for public house. I mean, that's where all of the communications and all the daily affairs would take place in Ireland, the small towns in Ireland. The lawyers, the doctors, the politicians, they come together in the public house, and that's where they hammer out deals, and that's where they hammer out all the affairs for the week and the coming weeks.
So quite literally, things were settled over a pint.
They sure were.
Pretty darn often.
Absolutely, yeah.
What are some of the dishes you would recommend to someone coming in?
For entree, our shepherd's pie. It's, we use lamb, which is the traditional approach with shepherd's pie. Many people confuse it with ground beef. That was actually adopted by the Irish, as well. And I think over the years they just called it a shepherd's pie because it was more affordable, But the true term for a beef shepherd's pie version is called a cottage pie.
Cottage pie.
We have both on the menu.
Gotcha.
So shepherd is lamb, hence the term shepherd.
Gotcha.
So we use that, and we put celery, peas, carrots, and onions in our mix along with the savory seasonings and whatnot, and we top it off with fresh mashed potatoes that we make every day.
Great.
When the boys open up, that's the first thing that they're doing, is making the mashed potatoes for the day.
Your chef in the back talked about your drunken mushrooms. So that's a
Yeah, we have drunken mushrooms. We call them that because what we do is we deglaze it in like a honey whiskey sauce.
Okay.
It's just sautéed mushrooms essentially with garlic and onions.
Sounds phenomenal.
And they saute it up, pour it over some flame broiled baguette slices.
Okay.
And it's kind of messy, but you dig in, and it's a wonderful sweet sauce. And obviously, that's the honey that lends to that. Yeah, that one's addicting. And we can actually throw in chicken to it too, so you can almost make it an entree.
Oh,
so
wow.
they grill up a chicken breast, chop it up, fire it in there, mix it up as well. And you got yourself an entree right there. So
that sounds great.
Yeah,
that sounds really good. Of course, you have your traditional fish and chips, fish fry. Yep.
Yes, 7 days a week. Obviously, we're geographically speaking, we're right on the water. And I think people come to expect that,
Yep.
here. But our kitchen is from scratch, so our batter's made from scratch. We use a Smithwick's Irish Ale batter for our fish fry. We make our coleslaw in house. We make the tartar sauce in house. Everything is unique to us.
We decided we're going to ask a couple of the customers who've been coming here for a while what they think of Ashling's on the Loch, and I've got Louie here. Sounds like Louie is a bit of a regular. Is that true?
Well, lately I have.
Lately,
been.
yeah.
Yeah, I've really, since I discovered this place, it's been great. The food is excellent.
That's good.
Hearty, and the bartenders are great. The drinks are just perfect.
So what do you like most about this place?
The food is always good, and I like the staff, and I like
beer?
the bar. Yeah, and I'm not a beer drinker, but my husband and kids love what's on tap, all the beer on tap. Tonight I'm going to have the cottage pie. I love their meatloaf, though. They have really good meatloaf. If you've not had it, have it.
Well, we're going to be checking out the food here and sampling a bunch of different things. We're going to bring it to you, and of course, Paul here is going to show us the proper way to draw a pint.
Yeah, be happy to.
So here we are on 262 Eats at Ashling's on the Loch, which is right on Lake Michigan in Kenosha, Wisconsin. So we'll see you on the other side where we're going to check out some of these great dishes we just talked about, and of course, more Guinness. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Salant?
Sláinte.
Salancha.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Start it off slow, bring it toward you. And what that means, that prevents any large bubbles, we call them frog's eyes, from appearing in the glass. It also slows the pour down just a notch. Slowly set it upright, and then stop slowly again at the top of the harp. The harp does.
So we have here, this is like homemade. So the tartar sauce made from scratch from Spencer.
Okay.
Coleslaw from scratch. Batter from scratch.
And this
It's
is
a
Smithwick's batter.
Irish
Smithwick's ale batter. All right.
We use like a nice thick cut chip.
Is what essentially after 2 minutes, this pint should have settled to where the head is right at the top of the harp and the bottom of the harp. If it's any bigger, you know that either the barrel is warm or too cold, or the gas is off to some degree. So it's a nice gauge. But if you look closely too, you can see the what's called the cascade effect, where the nitrogen's dropping down, and that's part of the allure of Guinness. You can see it starting to settle at the bottom. So this is part of that 2 minute process. If it goes beyond 2 minutes, or give or take, again, that's when you know that the gas levels are off. Or the
Try just the fish with the vinegar first.
Right? It's pretty hot. Is it hot? Very good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
maybe it's a bad barrel, or the cooler that you have it stored in is incorrect. So the ballpark range is, it's actually, they'll say it's like a, what is it, a minute, or 1 minute, what is it, 1 minute, 19 and a half seconds. They have it down to a science, right? But yeah, so that should take about 2 minutes for that to completely settle.
That's really good. That is,
Making me hungry now.
I know, that's the whole idea. I hopefully everybody watching is hungry as well. If you're hungry, you want some comfort food, come get this. If you're in the mood for a fish fry, that's amazing. I'm gonna eat a lot more here after the cameras turn off. I don't want you guys to see how much of a pig I really am. I'm gonna eat a lot, and then I'm gonna get to this bread pudding.
Down with the
But,
pints.
Wow.
I like to put a shamrock on the top of it now. So what we do is we push it forward. So we're not applying any more pressure. What we want to do is top it off. The whole point of doing this is the Guinness will stand proud of the room. So you just go slowly, start in the middle. There it is. And you'll see how it's above the rim of the glass. That'll actually get a little higher if I let that sit. And it shouldn't spill, in theory. Actually, I'll put it on level first. There, I'll put it there. I think that's more level there. You see how that's above the... That's why you do a two-part pour. For that right there, to get that presentation, you always present the Guinness logo to the guest.
Paul, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. Cheers.
Spencer, thank you very much. Paul and Spencer at Ashling's on the Lock. What's the address again?
125 56th Street.
125 56th Street. It is right next to the marina, and the food is absolutely out of sight. The atmosphere is great. If you need someone to tell your problems to,
I'll listen.
Paul will listen. He will pour you the perfect pint, and then he will feed you. And I'm telling you, you're going to love everything here at Ashling's on the Lock. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of 262 Eats. Have a great one.